nothing to prove to this world that tried to bury you. Nah, this is about survival. This is about looking in the mirror and seeing the demon they created, and not being ashamed of it. You want to know why they hate monsters? It ain't because of the fangs, or the claws, or the fire in your eyes. It's because monsters don't care. Monsters do what they want. Monsters don't bend to rules. They don't play nice. They don't beg for scraps. And that's what scares them. They wanted you tamed. They wanted you broken. And here you are, standing on this mountain, refusing to be put down. You feel that? That cold, empty feeling deep inside. That's what's left when the world stripped away your softness. That's where your strength comes from. From nothing. And now you're here, looking at me asking for what? Permission. Validation. You ain't getting that from me, kid. You ain't getting no good job or a pat on the back. You want to stand at the top? Then you better be ready to fight for every damn inch. Ain't nobody else gonna climb this mountain for you.
Facts.
Look, life ain't a story. You ain't the hero in some fairy tale. Heroes get slaughtered. They get forgotten. Buried under the weight of their own righteousness. You want to be a hero? Go ahead and die for some cause nobody's gonna remember.
Right.
You?
Right.
You want to live, right? You want to win.
It's like our ancestors.
Then you gotta stop thinking like a hero.
Still incarcerated.
Start thinking like a monster.
Behind the cause, and everybody turned their back on them.
You salt the earth. You leave nothing behind for anyone to follow. You take what's yours, and you don't apologize for it. You become the thing they fear. You use their hate. You wear it like armor. You feel that pain. That's your fuel now. You feed on it. You let it push you forward when you're too tired to move. And when they come crawling back, begging for mercy, begging for forgiveness, you don't even look their way. 'Cause monsters don't forgive. Monsters don't forget. You wanted strength. It's right here. In the ashes. In the blood. In the bones of everything they tried to break in you. You think this is some kind of game. You think you're just gonna walk back down this mountain after everything you've been through, and they're gonna welcome you with open arms? Nah, let me tell you how it's really gonna go. You're gonna go back down there, and they're gonna look at you like you've changed. And you know what? They're right. You have changed. You ain't the same person who started that climb, and that scares them. You know why they wanted you weak? Because weakness is easy. Weakness is controllable. But you're not weak anymore. You ain't the person that you push around. The one who would bow their head and keep quiet. That version of you, gone, buried, and now they don't know what to do with you. You know what the funny thing is? They asked for this. They wanted to see what you'd become when you hit your breaking point. They didn't think you'd survive it. They thought you'd crumble like they did. Thought you'd fade away. Just another forgotten face in a sea of failures. But you didn't, did you? Nah. You crawled up this mountain, bleeding, clawing, dragging yourself every step of the way. And now you stand at the top, looking down at them, and they can't handle it. You ever wonder why they hate strength so much? It's 'cause strength don't need permission. Strength don't wait for approval. You got it now. Real strength, not the fake kind they pretend to have. And they can't stand it. They see the power in your eyes, and it burns them, makes them feel small, makes them remember all the things they'll never be. But that's not your problem. You ain't here to make them feel better. You ain't here to soothe their egos or make them comfortable. You climbed this mountain for you. You fought every step of the way for you. And now, you've got a choice to make. You go back down there, show them what you've become, or you keep climbing, leave them in the dust, and never look back. You think they deserve to see this version of you? The version they tried so hard to destroy? Or do you show them what real destruction looks like? You tear down everything they ever knew, everything they ever thought about you, and you don't stop until there's nothing left. You want to know what it means to be a monster? It means you don't play by their rules anymore. You don't wait for them to tell you who you are. You decide who you are, and they either fall in line or they get out of your way. They wanted a monster. Then let them have it. Give them every ounce of the rage, the pain, the hunger you've been holding back. Let it loose. They thought they knew you. They thought they could predict your every move. But now they're looking at something they don't understand. And nothing terrifies them more than the unknown. The world don't need more heroes. Heroes die. Heroes get crushed under the weight of other people's expectations. But monsters live forever. They become legends. Stories people whisper about in fear. They don't fade away. They don't get forgotten. And right now, you got the chance to become something more than they ever dreamed of.
Keep exposing Barry.
You ever heard the phrase, be careful what you wish for?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to see how far they could push you. They wanted to see what you'd become when you finally snapped.
Right.
And now, they're gonna find out. They thought they were building a monster to control.
Right.
But they were wrong. You ain't controlled by nobody now. You're free. And that freedom, that's what makes you dangerous. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for the storm that's coming. That's their problem.
We're gonna come back
not
out
yours.
over there, y'all.
You owe them nothing. Not your kindness. Not your forgiveness. Not even your attention. You walk down there, and you take what's yours.
Right.
You rip it from their hands if you have to. And if they try to stand in your way, well, you show them just how real monsters can be. But here's the thing you gotta understand. Being a monster, it ain't about being cruel for the sake of it.
Right.
It ain't about mindless rage. It's about focus. It's about knowing exactly who you are, exactly what you want,
and when to turn up.
doing whatever it takes to get it. It's about clarity, about purpose. Monsters ain't chaotic. They're calculated. They see the world for what it is, a battlefield. And on that battlefield, you don't win by playing fair. You win by doing whatever it takes to survive, to thrive. And you're a survivor. Don't ever forget that. They wanted to break you, But here you are, standing taller than ever. And now,
You got beer in this
time to
motherfucker, yeah?
make your move.
It's the yard. It's the
Time to
Union
stop
Yard, y'all.
hiding. Stop waiting. Stop hoping for a better day. You take that better day, and you make it yours. You wanted to know what it means to be a monster.
Damn.
This is it.
Damn,
You
y'all.
stop
Look at that,
letting
y'all.
them define you. You stop letting them control you. And you take back everything they tried to
We got
steal.
beer in this joint, Heineken, all
You think
types
they're
of
gonna
shit.
respect you for it?
Wow. It's the yard, y'all. Union Yard.
They'll fear you. And that's better.
Exclusive.
As respect fades, fear
Tailgate Yard, y'all.
sticks. Fear keeps them in check.
Damn.
Fear makes sure they never forget your name. You feel that cold in your chest? That's not weakness. That's your edge. That's what sets you apart. Use it. Wield it like a weapon. And never let them see you hesitate. Monsters don't flinch.
Right.
Monsters don't second guess. They move forward.
Tight.
Unstoppable. Relentless. And you're just getting started. You're not even close to understanding what you stepped into, are you? Standing here, you think it's just about fighting through, about surviving. But I told you, it's deeper than that. It's darker than that. You ain't climbing this mountain just to say you did it. Nah, you're climbing it because something inside you, something real, snapped. You lost your faith in this world. You stopped believing in second chances. You realized they don't exist for people like you, didn't you? They don't hand out mercy. Not to the broken. Not to the ones who've already been kicked down and left for dead. They wanted a monster. You've heard it your whole life, haven't you? They wanted to see what would happen if they pushed you just a little further. If they stripped away the last bit of hope you had. And when you snapped, they called you the villain. That's how they play it, right?
Right.
They poke and prod until you can't
Came
take
from
it
Rainy Street,
anymore.
y'all.
And then when you finally
That's Rainy
lose
Street
it,
where the tailgate yard
they
at.
act all surprised. Like they didn't create the thing standing in front of them. But here's the truth. And you better listen close because I'm only saying this once. They don't hate the monster they've made. They hate that they can't control it. That's why they're scared of you now. You stopped being predictable. You stopped being the person they can toy with, manipulate, use for their own gain. You stopped playing their game. And once you did that, you became dangerous. Let me ask you something. When you look at yourself, really look at yourself, what do you see? Do you still see that person who cared about what they thought?
Hell no.
That person who worried about fitting in, about being accepted? Nah, that person's long gone. What's left? That's the monster they made. And let me tell you something else about monsters. They don't owe nobody nothing. They don't bend, they don't beg, and they sure as hell don't break just because someone else says they should. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted to see what would happen if you reached your limit. Well, guess what? You are the limit. You're the thing they can't measure, can't contain. You're the thing they fear, but don't understand. You ever wonder why people hate monsters so much? It ain't because of what monsters do. It's because monsters don't hide who they are. They're real. They're raw. They ain't putting on some mask, pretending to be something they're not. Monsters are honest, brutally honest. And people, they hate honesty.
That's the joint you can
They
go
hate seeing what they could be if they stopped pretending.
on a trailer or something.
And that's what you've become. A reflection of everything they're too scared to face. You're standing at the edge now. You can go back, crawl down this mountain, pretend you're still one of them. Try to fit back into that broken mold they made for you. Or you can step forward and embrace what you've become. Embrace the fact that you'll never fit in, because you ain't meant to. You weren't built for their world.
Right.
You were built for something greater, something harder. You think monsters are born? Nah, they're made. They're forged in fire and suffering, in the darkness that most people run from. And when you stop running from it, when you face it head on, that's when you realize you ain't like them anymore. You've been through things.
They had me trapped, scheming in the shadows, sharpening their blades. They believed they knew my story's end.
Phone? Nah. It's me in 3 time zones. One eye on an edit, 1 foot on a trail, and 1 on this guy. Why settle for glass buttons? This is a real.
How beautiful. The monster remembers. Look who finally figured it out. Look who finally saw through the smoke and mirrors, the fake tears and calculated kindness. You beautiful, terrifying force of nature. You walking apocalypse disguised as prey. You know what I heard? They're whispering in their little circles now, voices shaking like autumn leaves. They're saying you changed, that something's different about you, that your eyes don't look the same anymore. And they're right, aren't they? Because you finally discovered their darkest little secret, the one they buried under years of manipulation and mind games. They weren't just using you. They weren't just taking advantage. No, it was so much worse than that. They were feeding on you. Every conversation was a harvest. Every interaction a feast. Every moment they spent in your presence, they were siphoning something precious. Your energy, your light, your essence, whatever you want to call that raw power that makes you different from the rest. Let's rewind the tape and watch it in slow motion. Remember how drained you felt after spending time with them? How you'd come home feeling empty, confused, smaller somehow? You thought it was just you being too sensitive, didn't you? They even told you that, didn't they? But here's what was really happening. They're what I call soul vampires. Not in some mystical fairy tale way, but in the coldest, most calculating way possible. They identified you early, saw that spark in you that others missed, recognized the reservoir of strength you didn't even know you had, and they latched on like parasites. Studied your patterns, learned your weaknesses, found every crack in your armor, and wedged themselves in. Not because they loved you, not because they cared, but because they needed what you had to survive their own emptiness. Think about it. When did they ever create anything on their own? When did they ever stand in their own power without borrowing yours first? They were hollow shells walking around in expensive clothes, and you were their life support system. Oh, but they were clever about it, weren't they? They didn't just take, They gave you just enough breadcrumbs to keep you coming back. A compliment here, a moment of fake vulnerability there. They played you like a symphony, and you danced to every note. They'd create drama to keep you engaged, start fights to feed on your emotional responses, push your buttons just to watch you light up with that fire they desperately needed. Every tear you shed in frustration was like champagne to them. Every moment of your confusion was their feast. And the sickest part, they convinced you that you were the problem, that you were too much, too intense, too emotional. They gaslit you into dimming your own light so they could steal it more easily, made you question your reality while they constructed their empire on your bones. But souls like yours don't stay caged forever. Something in you started recognizing the game, started seeing the patterns, started noticing how they only showed up when they needed refueling, how they disappeared when you needed them most. This is where it gets interesting. See, they thought you were the lamb, the sacrifice, the gentle creature they could lead to slaughter again and again. They saw your kindness and mistook it for weakness, saw your empathy and labeled it as naivety. They built their whole strategy around you being soft, counted on you always forgiving, always understanding, always coming back for more abuse disguised as love. They thought they had you figured out, thought they'd broken you down enough to keep you docile. In their minds, you were livestock, a resource to be managed, a well that would never run dry. They even talked about you that way when you weren't around, compared notes on how to keep you in line, shared techniques for maximum extraction. But they made one fatal error. They forgot that lambs grow teeth. They forgot that gentleness is a choice, not a weakness. They forgot that the quiet ones are quiet because they're listening, learning, evolving. And baby, you evolved into something they never saw coming. The shift didn't happen overnight. It was gradual, almost imperceptible, like tectonic plates moving beneath the surface. First, you started saying no. Small things at first. Then, bigger boundaries. They noticed, tried to push back, but something in you had crystallized. You stopped explaining yourself, stopped justifying your decisions, stopped seeking their approval for your own existence, and that's when they started to panic.
My name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us at our next investor webinar.
Approval for your own existence, and that's when they started to panic. Because a soul that doesn't need validation is a soul that can't be controlled. Remember the first time you walked away mid-conversation? The first time you didn't respond to their emergency that wasn't really an emergency? The first time you chose yourself without apology? That was the moment the lamb revealed its true nature. But you weren't becoming cruel. You weren't turning into them. No, you were becoming something far more terrifying to a soul vampire. You were becoming whole, self-contained, a closed circuit that no longer leaked energy for them to feast on. Now, here's where they really miscalculated. They thought if they couldn't feed on you, they'd simply find another source, move on to the next lamb. But something unexpected happened. Your transformation sent ripples through their entire ecosystem. See, when you stop being prey, you don't necessarily become a predator. Sometimes you become something else entirely. A butcher isn't cruel. A butcher is precise, methodical, necessary. A butcher understands the anatomy of what stands before them, and that's what you became. Not someone who seeks to harm, but someone who sees clearly, someone who can dissect their games with surgical precision. Someone who knows exactly where to cut to stop the bleeding of your own energy. You became their worst nightmare. Someone who understands their hunger but refuses to feed it. Someone who sees their desperation and remains unmoved. Someone who knows their tricks because you've felt every single one carved into your psyche. Watch them now. Really look at them. See how they're scrambling? How they're trying every old trick in the book? The guilt trips, the love bombing, the sudden emergencies, the nostalgic memories. It's all desperation now. They're starving, and not metaphorically. When you've built your entire existence on draining others, what happens when the well runs dry? When your primary food source develops immunity to your poison? You wither, you panic, you reveal your true face. Notice how they're making mistakes now, how their mask keeps slipping, how they can't quite maintain the performance anymore. That's what happens when a parasite loses its host. It becomes erratic.
Eradicated. And with that being said, y'all, nice walk this morning. Good old walk this morning. Understand me? Nice adventure this morning. You know what I mean? Nice adventure this morning. Hey, Barry. I told you I'm gonna keep my foot on your neck, Barry. Mook ass nigga. Treason ass nigga. Made them people go out there and take an experiment ass nigga. Your husband Michael ass nigga. Barry the Mook boy. Little Mook. That's his name, Mook Obama. Straight faggot. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, and none of that shit. Straight faggot. You can act tough, put on some dark glasses, and make yourself seem like you tough or you're an alpha male. Bitch, we know what you are. You's a bitch. You're a beta male ass bitch. With your tail tucked between your legs like a bitch. You understand me? Fake mook ass nigga. Their whole agenda was fabricated. Was a motherfucking Terry story. For real. Barry story. Their whole goddamn, from him and Big Mike and the kids. Come to find out they ain't even his kids and shit. Everything was a fairy tale about these mooks. And half you niggas brought into that shit. Once again, bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray, all that shit, sold the fuck out by your own peoples, and they put y'all in a fairy tale fucking movie. You understand me? They put y'all in a fairy tale ass movie, and that's a 100% fact, not fiction. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go this way. They put you motherfucking in a fairy tale mook ass movie starting Barry the Obamas, all fucking dudes and shit. It's crazy, right? That's treason. God damn it. Itself. That's treason in his own category, goddammit. Lying. Whole time they was mooks. Barry Obamas, the mooks. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? What's in the dark will come to the light. Y'all heard that saying. God damn it. And he been exposed. God damn it. That whole party. Mookville. Fucking with the Democrats, you part of Mookville, nigga. You don't even know it. You don't even recognize it. And when someone come to tell you, to enlighten you, to tell you that, look, you want to get away from that shit, you think they hating. But goddamn it, you got hated on your whole goddamn 4 years with it. Good morning, how you doing?
Good, how are you, sir?
All right. Yeah, so they exposed all that shit, y'all. That's treason, y'all. You can't go against America, you understand me? And think you gonna win. Not only that, as a moot, you understand me? As a fucking moot, going against America, nigga, you crazy? You thought they was your friends? God damn it, well, guess what? They got something on your bitch ass. And guess what? You going down. Moot.
Disaster. Oh, you beautiful disaster. You gorgeous glitch in their carefully coded system. They're saying you did something impossible, aren't they? Something that shouldn't have worked. Something that required years of training, decades of preparation, entire lifetimes of dedication. But you did it on a Tuesday afternoon while eating chips and half watching Netflix. And now their entire world is collapsing like a house of cards in a hurricane.
Facts.
Let me paint you the picture. They're too terrified to see. While Special Forces operators were doing push-ups at 4 a.m., while chess grandmasters were studying endgame theory until their eyes bled, while Silicon Valley prodigies were burning through their 20s and 80-hour work weeks, you were what? Playing around. Experimenting. Just seeing what would happen if you pushed this button or pulled that lever. And then boom. You accidentally split the atom of their entire reality. They spent millions on training programs, billions on research and development, entire generations perfecting systems and protocols.
Party, karate, swim meet. Walmart Pharmacy could save you a stop by delivering prescriptions.
Who knew? How did you know?
Harvard MBAs, crafted strategies in war rooms with whiteboards and expensive consultants. Former Navy SEALs wrote best-selling books about discipline and mental toughness. And you were probably in your pajamas, maybe hadn't even brushed your teeth yet, just fooling around with something that caught your attention for 5 minutes. But here's the thing they'll never admit. The truth that's making them lose sleep and question everything they've ever believed in. What you did wasn't luck. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't some cosmic accident that can be explained away with probability and statistics. No, what you did was worse. You proved that their entire framework, their whole understanding of how excellence works, was built on quicksand. See, they need you to believe in the mythology of effort. They need you to think that greatness comes from suffering, that excellence requires sacrifice, that legendary status is earned through blood, sweat, and carefully documented tears.
Good morning.
They built entire industries around this lie. Self-help gurus, motivational speakers, life coaches, all feeding off the idea that if you just work hard enough, if you just follow the right program, you too can achieve what the masters achieve. But you just shattered their entire business model with a yawn and a stretch. You didn't wake up at 5 a.m. to meditate. You didn't have a vision board. You didn't track your macros or optimize your morning routine. You were just playing. And in that play, in that moment of pure, unfiltered curiosity, you did something that their most dedicated disciples couldn't accomplish in a lifetime.
Expose that house nigga.
20 years. That's how long Special Operations Forces train to develop the kind of precision, the kind of instinct, the kind of lethal effectiveness that you displayed while basically sleepwalking. They crawl through mud, jump out of planes, survive interrogation scenarios, master 17 different weapon systems. They break their bodies down and rebuild them into machine. And you probably couldn't even do 10 proper push-ups. But that's exactly why you terrify them. Because you didn't follow their sacred path. You didn't pay your dues. You didn't ask permission from the gatekeepers or wait in line for your turn. You just reached out with your untrained, unworthy, unprepared hand and grabbed lightning from the sky like it was nothing, like it was yours all along. Now watch them scramble. Watch them try to explain you away. It was beginner's luck, they'll say, their voices shaking. A statistical anomaly, they'll insist, their hands trembling as they adjust their theories. This doesn't change anything, they'll declare, even as everything changes around them. Because if you can do what you did, if someone can just stumble into legendary status while half asleep and fully bored, then what was all their suffering for? Think about it. Right now, there's a kid who spent the last decade of his life in a dojo, breaking boards and earning belts, believing that mastery comes from repetition and discipline. And you just performed a move that his sensei said would take 30 years to understand. There's a programmer who sacrificed her social life to master 17 programming languages, and you just solved a problem she couldn't crack by randomly mashing keys until something worked. They're having emergency meetings about you. Conference calls with experts trying to figure out how to contain what you've done. We need to study this, they're saying. We need to understand the anomaly, but they can't study what they can't comprehend. They can't analyze what exists outside their framework. You're not a data point on their graph. You're the hand that ripped the graph in half. The military has a term for what you did: force multiplication. It means achieving maximum impact with minimal resources. They spend years teaching soldiers how to do it: strategic thinking, resource management, leverage points. And you force multiplied their entire reality by accident. You weren't even trying to win their game. You were just bored. And in your boredom,
Facts.
you revealed that their game was meaningless. Let's talk about prerequisites, shall we? Those sacred stepping stones they insist everyone must climb. You can't do advanced calculus without basic math. You can't perform surgery without medical school. You can't write a symphony without understanding music theory. Except you just did the equivalent of performing brain surgery with a butter knife while humming a tune you made up, and somehow the patient not only survived, but evolved into a new species. This is what's breaking their brains. You violated the sacred order of things. You skipped the tutorial and went straight to the final boss. Except you didn't even know it was a boss fight. You thought you were playing with a practice dummy. And you won. Not just won, you achieved a perfect score that the game's own developers didn't know was possible. Every institution in the world is built on the idea of gradual progression. Elementary school leads to middle school, leads to high school, leads to college, leads to graduate school, leads to maybe, if you're very good and very lucky, you get to contribute something meaningful to your field. That's the path. That's the only path. Except you just teleported from the starting line to a finish line that wasn't even on the line. They're looking at your technique under a microscope, trying to understand what you did differently.
We on the other side now, y'all.
We know your child is one of a kind. That's why Agora Cyber...
But that's like trying to understand jazz by counting the notes. You weren't using technique. You were using something much more dangerous. Raw, unfiltered intuition. The kind of intuition that their systems are designed to suppress, to train out of people, to replace with proper methodology. And now you've infected others with possibility. That's the real danger. That's why they're truly panicking. Because every person who hears about what you did starts to wonder, what else have they been lying about?
Facts.
What other impossible things might be possible if I just try? You've planted a virus in the collective consciousness, and it's spreading faster than they can contain it. Someone reading this right now is realizing they don't need that certification they've been saving up for. Someone else is understanding that the expert who told them it would take 10 years might have been protecting their own position. Someone is looking at the mountain they've been told to climb and wondering if maybe, just maybe, there's a door at the base that leads straight to the top.
1.8. Old school.
You didn't just break a record. You broke the concept of records. You didn't just win a game.
It's a classic.
You revealed that the game was imaginary. You didn't just succeed. You redefined what success means. And you did it all without meaning to, which is the most beautifully destructive part of this whole cosmic joke. The specialists are huddled in their forums, desperately trying to maintain their relevance. This doesn't diminish the value of proper training, they insist. There's no substitute for experience, they proclaim. But their words sound hollow now, don't they? Like priests insisting on the power of their rituals, while someone in the back row is casually performing miracles. Let's dissect your accident for a moment, because calling it an accident is their last line of defense.
All right, y'all, we back. To help the elder put her umbrella up. It's gonna be hot today. Let's continue.
But if it was an accident, well, accidents can be dismissed. Accidents don't threaten the established order. Accidents are flukes, not features. But here's what they don't understand about an accident. It was the most honest thing that's happened in their field in decades.
Let me pause this. Now, remember I was telling y'all about Mold Manley owned a whole lot of shit, right? Now, here goes his store right here. His store's still standing, ladies and gentlemen. Right across from the fairgrounds. Right on English Street, right? And we can't even see inside because he got the windows, like these little bars on the window. But if you walk past the store, or ride past the store, pull over and look inside. And you're gonna see, can y'all see that? Some of the shit that's still on the shelves and shit. Can y'all see that? Let me see. No bullshit, y'all. From canned goods to stovetop to Chico sticks, goddammit. Still in there. Facts. Not fiction. This the store right here. Up the fairground. Let's continue now.
You approached the problem without preconceptions, without the weight of what you were supposed to do.
He owned all this.
You didn't know what was impossible, so you didn't limit yourself to what was possible. You were a child playing with blocks, and you built something that their architect said couldn't exist. This is the paradox that's frying their circuits. They spend years teaching people to think outside the box, but they do it inside a bigger box. They encourage innovation, but only within approved parameters. They celebrate mavericks, but only the ones who color inside the lines. And then you came along, and you didn't even see the lines. You weren't thinking outside the box. The special ops soldier trains to eliminate thinking, to make every action pure instinct, but their instinct is cultivated, crafted, carved out through repetition. Your instinct was wild, feral, untouched by their conditioning, and that's why it worked. Because while they were building a better mousetrap, you were busy being the mouse that learned to fly. There's an entire industrial complex built around expertise. Universities, certification bodies, professional associations, licensing boards. Trillions of dollars flow through systems designed to gatekeep knowledge, to portion it out in measured doses, to ensure that only the worthy get access to the sacred mysteries. I'm EY, and you just perform the equivalent of breaking into their vault with a bobby pin you found on the ground. They're having existential crises in boardrooms right now. If someone can do this without our training, without our certification, without our blessing, then what are we even selling? The answer, of course, is nothing.
Foolishness.
Here's your iPhone 13 on us.
About time we switched.
Totals got you, Diego. Hey.
Selling foolishness. How you break the code with this old house nigga. Barack Obama, Barry Obama, moot faggot ass nigga. See what time it is, the date? That's what it is.
Tonight.
Total Wireless is in your corner with unlimited 5G data starting at $25 per month.
Hey fam.
Nothing. They're selling nothing wrapped in the packaging of everything. They're selling the idea that you need them, and you just proved that you don't.
Right.
Think about the professor who spent 40 years becoming the world's foremost expert in their field, only to watch you solve their life's work while you were procrastinating on something else entirely. Think about the consultant charging $5,000, 0 cents an hour, for insights you generated for free while daydreaming. Think about the entire pyramid scheme of expertise and how you just revealed it's built on nothing but mutual agreement to pretend it matters. But here's the beautiful part. You didn't set out to destroy anything. Destruction requires intent, planning, purpose. You were just being yourself, following your curiosity, playing with possibilities. And that's exactly why it worked. Because revolution isn't always deliberate. Sometimes the most powerful changes come from someone who doesn't know they're not supposed to be able to change anything. So now we exist in a new reality, one where your accident has rewritten the rules. The old guards are frantically trying to patch the hole you tore in their fabric, but it's too late. The genie's out of the bottle, the cat is out of the bag. The emperor has no clothes, and you're the child who pointed it out while looking for a snack. They'll try to absorb you, of course. They'll offer you positions, titles, honorary degrees. They'll try to bring you into the fold, to make you part of the system you accidentally destroyed. Come teach others how you did it, they'll say. But how can you teach an accident? How can you systematize chaos? How can you institutionalize the very thing that destroyed institutions? Others will try to discredit you. They'll dig through your history, looking for evidence that you secretly trained, that you had help, that you're not what you appear to be. They need to find something, anything, that explains you in terms they can understand. Because if they can't explain you, then they can't explain why everyone else should keep following their path. But the damage is done. The spell is broken. Every person who was grinding away, believing that suffering was the price of admission to greatness, now has doubt. Every institution that justified its existence by pointing to the complexity of what they teach now has to explain why you did it better without them. Every gatekeeper watching the gates realizes that you didn't go through them, you just appeared on the other side. What you've stumbled upon is something Zen masters spend lifetimes trying to achieve. The state of effortless effort, of doing without doing, of achieving by not trying to achieve. They call it Wu Wei in Taoism, flow state in modern psychology, but those are just words trying to capture what you did naturally, without any words at all. The tryhards will never understand this. They're too busy trying. They're so focused on the goal that they miss the journey. They're so obsessed with the technique that they forget the purpose. They're so caught up in doing it right that they never discover what happens when you do it wrong in exactly the right way. You were playing. That's the secret they can't replicate. You can't fake play. You can't systematize joy. You can't optimize curiosity. The moment you try to turn play into work, it stops being play. The moment you try to capture lightning in a bottle, it stops being lightning. The moment you try to reproduce an accident, it stops being accidental. This is why they're terrified. Because if success can come from play, if mastery can emerge from boredom, if legendary status can be achieved by someone who wasn't even trying, then what have they been selling all these years?
Bullshit.
What have people been buying? What has everyone been suffering for? Your accident has created ripples that are turning into tsunamis. In garage labs and bedroom studios and coffee shops and park benches, people are starting to play. Not practice, not train, not grind, play. They're approaching impossible problems with the same casual curiosity you showed. They're ignoring the experts who say it can't be done and just doing it. The old system is creaking under the weight of all these accidents. Every day, someone else stumbles into greatness while looking for something else entirely. The careful structures, the measured progressions, the sacred hierarchies, they're all crumbling because people have realized they don't need permission to be extraordinary. A.M. Some will fail, of course. Not everyone who plays will accidentally split atoms. But that's not the point. The point is that they're trying without trying, doing without overthinking, creating without calculating. They're accessing the same raw creative force that you tapped into. The one that exists before training teaches you what's impossible. And the experts, they're splitting into two camps. The smart ones are quietly abandoning their pedestals, admitting they don't know as much as they thought they did. They're becoming students again, learning to play again, discovering that expertise might just be elaborate ignorance. The others are doubling down.
Of course your cool guy needs the coolest tech and supplies. Get everything for school delivered when you need it and at Walmart prices.
Wow, who knew?
And they
Building higher walls, creating more complex certifications, trying to make the barriers to entry so complicated that no one could accidentally break through again. But it's too late for barriers. You've shown everyone that the door was always open, that the walls were always imaginary, that the only thing keeping people out was the belief that they needed permission to enter.
Right.
You've created a future where accidents are more valuable than plans, where play is more powerful than practice, where boredom is more creative than discipline. This is a future where the kid who doodles in class might solve climate change, where the grandmother who piddles in her garden might discover the cure for cancer, Where the dropout who spends all day playing video games might accidentally create artificial consciousness. Not because they're trying to save the world, but because they're just seeing what happens when they push this button or mix these things together. The institutions will adapt or die. The smart ones are already changing, creating spaces for productive chaos, hiring people who don't fit the mold, valuing questions more than answers. The dinosaurs will extinction themselves, clinging to their frameworks, while the world evolves around them, still insisting that there's only one way to do things, while 1,000 new ways bloom in their shadows. And you're probably already bored with this whole thing. You've moved on to the next casual experiment, the next what if, the next moment of play that might accidentally reshape reality. Because that's who you are. You're not trying to be legendary, you're not trying to be anything. You're just being, and in your being, you're doing things that all their trying could never accomplish.
You heard? Exposing these motherfuckers. I'm exposing these motherfuckers, especially that Barry ass mook nigga. Y'all would have had to go to school for 30 years to get what I got. On some being bored type of shit, research. And stumbled across all that foolishness from that old mook ass, faggot ass nigga Barry Obama.
You crawled up this mountain, didn't you? On your hands and knees like a beggar. Like someone who ain't ever had a taste of real hunger. You came for answers. You came for change. Well, you ain't gonna like what I'm about to tell you. But you better listen close. They wanted a monster, huh? Those people. The ones who looked at you like you wasn't enough. Like you was too small, too weak to matter. They saw what you tried to be, saw the fire in your heart. And you know what they did? They crushed it. They spat on it like it was nothing. They wanted a monster, something darker, something twisted, something they could fear. Well then, you give them what they asked for. You think the world's soft? Nah, son. The world don't owe you a damn thing. Life's cruel. Life's cold. You think anyone out here is gonna feel sorry for you? Gonna cry tears over what you lost? Over how hard you worked? They'll forget your name before the sun sets. They'll laugh at your scars and call you weak before they turn around and pretend you never existed. So you want their respect. You want them to feel the fire they stoked inside you. And you stop being the victim. You stop pleading for mercy. Mercy ain't ever saved anyone. Sure as hell ain't gonna save you.
Right.
They see you as a beast? Good. Show them how right they were. Show them what a cornered animal does when it's got nowhere to run. You tear apart everything in your path. You take their hate, their doubt, their words like knives, and you sharpen them into weapons. You want power? It's there. It's in the pain they gave you. Every single lie they fed you, every single time they turned their backs, that's where your strength lies. But let me tell you something, and listen close now, because this is where most people lose the thread. Don't just be a monster for them, be a monster for you.
Grand Rising, millions. Grand Rising this morning. Leaving out the trenches. Leaving out the trenches this morning. You know where we at? That's a clue right here. You know where we at? Look. You know where we at? I am the glitch in the system, ladies and gentlemen, that they was afraid would be released. The glitch in the system. You understand me? So when we said we got our foot on that coon ass moot nigga back neck, Barry Obama, fuck that. His name ain't Obama. Hussein is Barry, goddammit. Fuck that. Faggot ass Barry is his name. You understand me? Mook ass Barry. Barry Obama. Faggot ass nigga. Mook. Flat out mook. And he'd been exposed for treason, goddammit. A lot of them niggas out there capping, talking about, is this a distraction? It's just a distraction. Shut the fuck up. God damn it, you've been distracted for the last 4 years. God damn it, fucking with that Democratic Party. And I'ma stand on what I've been saying. God damn it. Mr. 800 degrees, stupider than rocks and bricks, with all these degrees. And they should have knew not to line up and take an experiment, God damn it. Yeah, I'ma stand on that. And I'ma run it in the hole, goddammit. Cause you was bamboozled at that point. You was hoodwinked, led astray, and all that good shit that came with that Malcolm X speech, goddammit. When you lined up and took an experiment from your own people selling you out. But that's okay. Because y'all didn't do no researching. Y'all didn't know. Some of y'all did, but y'all was in denial about it. And the outcome is horrendous. It's very horrendous. These old house coon ass niggas that sold niggas out wholesale just for some crumbs on a plate. You understand me? But we already talked about that. Let's keep our foot on that faggot ass nigga Barry. You understand me? Who's known to engage in homosexual activities with his nanny who turned him out as a little 8-year-old boy. Little 8-year-old boy. Understand me? A little 8-year-old boy was turned out by his nanny in Indonesia. Understand me? What's going on, fam?
That bike you gave, man, them niggas jumping.
For real?
They jumped out on cars, too, they beat with a hammer.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know, like a nail and a hammer. Look at my shit. My shit got split open.
Damn.
My elbows, man, I have to go to the hospital. They damn near killed.
For real? Who the fuck was it?
Who was they?
Yeah.
Nigga, who bike shit was?
Damn, nigga.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
Man, that shit for real.
Damn, when was this?
You talking about when was it? When you gave me the bike?
Damn, nigga. Damn. It was free shit.
You talking about that's free shit?
Yeah, it was free shit.
I asked for free shit?
Oh, it might have been, motherfucker, you took the bike.
Where you get it from? I got it from you.
Memorial Park. It was in the park, nigga. The fuck you want me to do? Huh?
Them niggas down there killed.
Damn.
Man, I ain't asked for that shit.
Yeah, I heard that. It was in Memorial Park. You took the bike. You ain't had to take it. Right?
Hey, yo, man.
Huh?
I'm trying to straighten that shit out.
Talking about some bullshit, man. I wasn't trying to hear that shit, nigga. Talking about you trying to handle that now. Nigga, we can handle it now, nigga, goddammit. I ain't no bitch ass nigga. I gave you the bike because I found that goddamn bike. Nigga, found it in the library. But the way he was, oh man, talking crazy, nigga. Nah, we ain't doing that shit this morning, nigga. You accepted the goddamn bike. You could have said, nah, I'm good, OG. You took the bike. It was all gravy when you took it, goddammit. Fuck out of here with that fuck shit, nigga. Had me down there getting in my bag this morning. Shit. Had to come out my shit like, nigga, who the fuck, hold the fuck up, nigga. You got your ass beat, not me. You about to get another ass whooping, I tell you that, nigga. You better lower that tone, nigga. It's just me and you out here, nigga. Shit. But anyway, like I was saying, y'all. Let me see if I see my cuz up here. He talking about he got jumped over the bike. They put him in the hospital. Beat him with a hammer. He 40-something years old. They young bucks. Nigga, you better lower that tone of your voice when you speak to me, nigga. Give a damn about none of that shit, nigga. You about to get a quick another ass whooping. On hood, nigga. And I ain't going up there. Fuck that. That was your ass whooping, nigga. Should have fought back. Talking about 3 cars. Jumped out on him. On a $30 bike. Nigga. You ain't strapped? Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Better strap up, nigga. But anyway, I'm the glitch in the system, ladies and gentlemen. That they never thought would expose their weak ass. You like, nah, OG. Fuck out of here, nigga. Do you know who you talking to, nigga? Hey, Code. Hey, Code, what the fuck is wrong with these niggas, Code? I ain't snapping, I'm humble as he talking, so he think I'm weak, right? And he say, nah, man, something got to give. Oh, something got to give? Shit, transformed on that motherfucker. Like I wasn't even there, you heard? Oh, nah. No, OG. I don't want no. I know, that's right. You better lower that tone of your voice, nigga. You better recognize who you talking to before you get fucked up this morning again. Nah, I ain't shaking no hands and none of that shit. When you talking, or when you start acting like you jumping a nigga, nah, we ain't doing that, nigga. Shit. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Do you know I will beat your motherfucking ass out here and stab you in your neck, goddamn it, in your jugular vein? What nobody knew your motherfucking ass was laying there. God damn it. Fucking with a warrior. Feel me? You know, I would have dragged him in the alley, y'all, like, chill. That's why I said you don't know what people be going through, man. Chill. I'm humble. But goddamn it, don't get it fucked up for 1 minute. I can unhumble within a second. God damn it. trying to get some free shit. A motherfucker on drugs. Always come with a sob ass story. Oh, he looking to get high. You out scrapping. You rolling around a motherfucking washer or a dryer, goddammit. Putting shit inside there. You can't be that hurt. Goddammit. Let me stay focused, y'all. But see how easy it is to be distracted. Hey, Code. Hey, Code. You tell them motherfuckers, nigga, do you know who I am? Straight up. Motherfuckers that don't know. Shit, nigga. Fuck wrong with them niggas, man. That don't know, understand, and recognize a real nigga when they see one. You can't talk to them crazy. Because shit'll go left ASAP. Code. Code. Remember Al right here, Code? Code. Straight up. We used to get it right here. You know what I mean? But anyway, let me stay on topic, Code. That nigga, I think that was Rika and them peoples. You know what I mean? J Dick and them peoples. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, like I said, I'm the glitch in the system that exposed that house nigga, Obama. And charges are going to be brought against him and the rest of them niggas and cronies from that Democratic Party, right? Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the beginning. That nigga got his hand caught in the cookie jar. You know what I mean? The Marcos. Dang. Hey, Code. Hey, Code. If we're to put our chains together, Code, and a couple other niggas from the hood, Code, we could have owned this motherfucker, Code. This goddamn store filled with a soda to us too, Code. You know that. Because he watched us grow up. You understand me? Most definitely, we would have had this popping. We would have still been running the how he was running. They had the game room. You know what I mean? The poker tape machines in there. You know what I mean, Code? But yeah, man. That nigga crazy. Obama, that old house nigga, and his cronies conspiracy carry more weight than the motherfucker who pulled the trigger. Because I seen this morning on the news, Krasner up there in Philly locked the motherfucker up that was assaulting them homeless people up in Kensington. A motherfucker wanted to go viral, pull his little camera out and use it in the wrong, using it wrong, y'all. Ain't doing no research to educate himself or uplift the community. He in the community being a fucking menace. You hear me? He in the motherfucking community being a menace while homeless people already at their lowest vulnerable point. This motherfucker cut off. And he in the motherfucking community busting homeless people upside the head with bats and bottles and whatever they doing as they sleep. They ain't cool. That's a coward. You feel me? That's a coward, nigga. You should have been uplifting your community. You should have been passing out water or some shit, nigga. Making sure they was good. They at that vulnerable point, nigga. And you up there fucking them up. A bully. Hate bullies, man. Straight up, man. Hate motherfucking bullies, man. For real. And you realize a bully ain't nothing but a bitch. Huh? Hurt people, Hurt people, goddammit. So the bully was always hurt all their life. So they grow up being bullies and shit. But that shit can get them unalived and shit. You understand me? That shit can get them most definitely unalived ASAP. Yeah. Playground. I got you, Code. I got you, Code. We up the way. We up on the block, Code. So where we at? Yeah. Yeah, I was up this motherfucking Code. I ain't tell you, Code, I was up this motherfucker. I was recording. It was a motherfucker parked on the corner over there. In the Jeep Liberty, right? I pulled up right here. I get out. I walks over here to Spike Memorial. You know what I mean? To record the joint like this. Right? And the motherfucker was parked right there on the corner. And I'm like, was tinted out. I couldn't see in that motherfucker. And they, I had pulled off and rolled down here to Price. Went around Price to circle back around to come back down. And as I was coming back down, slow rolling, them motherfuckers got behind me, right? Followed me all the way down to Leaf in the old crib. I pulled over by Leaf in them crib so they can go around, know what I mean? But as I pulls over and they going around, I see the window come down. And the motherfucker looked like an AR. Looked like an AR style rifle came out the window, right? Shit. Nigga, I ain't playing around with these motherfuckers and shit, right? I ain't playing around with these motherfuckers, so you know me as the OG. I made the car like I was gonna make them crash and shit into another parked car. They slammed on their brakes, right? And I had I punched it. I punched it, you heard? I wasn't gonna challenge that one. I wasn't gonna get unalived up this motherfucker. It's a lot of motherfuckers that got unalived up here, y'all. Hey, go. No bullshit. Shit. Not only my gangster tactics kicked in, my goddamn spidey senses kicked in, goddammit. Where it told me it was time to get the fuck up out of there. I ain't know who the fuck they was to this day. You know what I mean? I've been lurking on the prowl, trying to spot that vehicle, right? I asked Wheezy, and they was like, nah. Wheeze asked Lil C's, you know? They said, nah. Whole time, Code, it was a hit for any person they seen up this motherfucker, Code. It was a hit. And I happened to pull up early in the morning like now and was recording and shit. And from what I'm getting, it might have been the ops from another neighborhood up here looking for somebody to unalive and shit. You understand me? No bullshit. I said, dang. You understand me? But you know, we got them gangster tactics and gangster moves and shit, you know what I mean? Gangsters boogie, you heard? Gangsters don't dance, they boogie when it's time to get the fuck up out of there. You heard? And that's what happened. It was time to boogie, goddammit. Straight up. I seen that motherfucking AR style rifle come out that motherfucking window. I was naked that morning too. Ever since then, shit, I'm strapped like a motherfucking plumber, my nigga. No bullshit. I wish a motherfucker would attempt, like my man was talking that old fucking weak boned shit. He didn't know he was gonna get his shit pushed back and left in the motherfucking alleyway. God damn it. Give a damn about these niggas, man. a motherfucking warrior, goddammit. But anyway, let me stay on topic. Yeah, so yeah, I shot up hollering on them, Cole. And then they went up DeMarco's alleyway. When they went up DeMarco's alleyway, and I was on Holland Avenue, I can still see them as I'm going up. And I dipped through the McCaff. Motherfuckers saying they was from Sunville and shit. Motherfuckers from Sunville was up here looking to unalive a motherfucker and shit. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But I see how people be in the wrong places at the wrong time and be unalived and shit, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna be no motherfucking statistic in that fuck shit. Hell no. OG tactics kicked in, and it was time to boogie. Gangsters don't dance, they boogie, you heard? Facts. But anyway, y'all, like I said with that old nigga, Barry Obama, Barry Obama, faggot ass nigga, Barry juice ass nigga, tail tucked in your ass as far as it can go ass nigga. You and your man Michael, that strong shoulder bitch. That strong shoulder bitch. Understand me? God damn it. Grand Rising, come on up, beloved. Come on up. Why you gotta come out of your full character for a motherfucker to believe you didn't want to shake your hand and all that old bullshit afterwards? Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Hope I run into him again while I'm out, because he out scrapping. He got jumped, he says, allegedly, by 3 or 4 young boys, no more than 16, 17, you 42. Nigga, that goes to show a whole lot about you. God damn it. You weak-boned it. You weak-boned it, nigga. Of course they was gonna jump on you. They seen the weakness in your ass, nigga. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. 95 South, 95 North going. Headlights is 95 South. Rear tail lights is 95 North. Going to Philly. I just wanted to come up and ramble to let y'all know I still got my foot on that house nigga neck. Barry Obama, that faggot ass nigga that got his tail tucked so far up in his ass. He told the African American community males to go get transgender role models and gay role models because he was exposed to it when he was a younger dickhead in Indonesia, being fondled, molested by his nanny, his mother, prostitute worker friend. The facts are up. Barry, your ass going to jail, nigga. You committed the ultimate sin, not only on the American people, goddammit, on the president right now, the 47th president. You committed treason, goddammit. God damn it, you and the rest of them bozo friends of yours. God damn it, because I just heard Larry Krasner say to the person that was beating up them homeless people, right? They locked the dude up who was doing it, but now they filing charges against the people that was with him recording. Why? Because he said that's conspiracy. They could have stopped it. and they didn't. So that brings me back to, you understand me? That brings me back to conspiracy carry more weight than the motherfucker who pulled the trigger. You heard? Conspiracy carry more weight than the motherfucker who pulled the trigger. Facts. God damn it. They show us this shit, y'all. They taught us this shit all of our life. So y'all telling me Barry, faggot ass Obama was the only one that committed treason on the people? That's what y'all telling me. That Barry Obama was the only one that committed treason on the American people. Huh? I'll wait. Nah, he wasn't the only one. Cause you got that crony ass motherfucker, Fauci, right? Who had his hand in the cookie jar with Batwoman. You understand me? That's for rent too, y'all. 117. Temporarily stop. Charter east, west over there. Trash day comes to this neighborhood, sidewalks be chopped up. Chopped up like a motherfucker, you heard? But yeah, y'all, that nigga, that house, moot, nigga Barry Obama sold the African American community out. See, he had an agenda for his last 8 years, right? And they had a plan that Hillary Clinton was gonna win. Hillary Clinton was gonna win, right? Because they was trying to rig the election. Right after that coon ass nigga served 8 years and ain't do shit. Ain't do shit. Ain't do shit for the American people. Well, I can't say the American people because you got some mooks. That's the Americans. You understand me? You got some mooks. That's the American. So he did a whole lot for the LGBT mook community. And to this day, the illegal migrants crisis. The so coon ass bitch nigga, Barry Obama. Stop calling that motherfucker Obama. That motherfucker named Barry. Show me proof he got a name change. God damn it. Show me the facts. Somebody put the facts up there that he got a name change. Because if he didn't get no name change illegally, God damn it, because they do everything corrupted, right? His name is Barry. Faggot ass Barry. That's his name. And that's the name I'm sticking with. God damn it. Until otherwise, y'all show me documents where he did a legit name change. Not no fabricated shit. A legit name change, goddammit. Otherwise, miss me with the fuck shit. Alright?